I'm Santiago, and today I'm going to be testing Resident Evil 4 on the GTX 950. This is the Ultra HD edition, the remaster from Capcom for PC that goes up to 60 frames per second. I tested this before on the GTX 950 Ti. If you want to check that out, there's a link in the description below into that video. So for FPS monitoring, I'm using cam. If you want to learn how to use it, click on the top right corner of the video where the cam logo is, or check the description below to learn more. So Resident Evil 4. So this is a remastered version, as I said before, on PC that is available on Steam. So we have a lot of resolutions here, up to 4K, full screen, well, on a RAW. Frame rate, fixed 30 frames per second or capped at 60. You can choose only these two, cap it at 30 or at 60. Until I seen we have 2 times, 4 times or 8 times. This is MSAA, I'll keep it off for now. Then we have motion blur. Well, motion blur, it blurs the image when there's a movement of some sort, very self-explanatory. I hate it, but I turn it on since it consumes some performance. Shadow quality, low, medium or high, very self-explanatory. Shadow quality, just the quality of the shadows. Texture quality, we have original or HD. Original are the textures from the original game, the PS2 game, pretty low res. Or the HD textures, we are a little better than the previous ones. Then we have color filters. I don't like any of those, so I keep them off. It doesn't consume performance. And that's pretty much what is over there. Let's start the game from the beginning, shall we? Resident Evil 4. Alright. So let's keep all this and get into it. Okay, so now 1440p, it seems totally fine. Motion blur is sickening in this game, as you can see. Look at this. Awful. But it runs well, and the GPU is used at around 60%, 70%. So we are fine to go on 60. If you drop below 60, at any moment the game will cap at 30 frames per second. It's a very invasive VSync. So yeah. If the game drops below 60 to like 55 frames per second, it will directly be locked at 30 and go up to 60, like when you activate some aggressive VSync. So keep that in mind. Yeah. Alright. He's not a zombie. Yeah, as always. But yes, you can see 1440p, totally fine. We're not dropping below 60 anytime soon. That's what it seems, at least. So let's keep going, shall we? We're using maximum settings and no MSAA. Let's try MSAA. If I remember how to pause the game. So 2 times MSAA. Let's see how this affects the game. And I don't see much of an impact. Let me see if it's activated. Yeah, it is. There's not much of an impact, and the image looks sharper, so that's good. And we're not dropping below 60. Some people had issues with this game due to that thing I told you about the frame rate. If it drops below 60, like 3 FPS below 60, it will cap into 30 and go back to 60, so it will be really annoying sight. And well, if you cannot maintain 60 in this game, you have to cap it at 30. If not, the game will be going from 30 to 60 all the time, and that's very effing annoying, if you ask me. So yeah. Yeah, this game is so awesome. It's going to be released again, another remastered version for the PS4 and Xbox One at the end of this year. Resident Evil 5 will also be released for both platforms, also remastered. I don't know what that means for Capcom. Resident Evil 6, which was just like the higher settings of the PC version, that we can go up to 120 frames per second on this one. So yeah, they probably just bump up the resolution and do nothing else, just as lazy as Capcom usually is. And whatever, the game runs totally fine on 1440p. as you can see. Let's hit this. Yeah, pretty ridiculous. Hello. Hello, sir. There you go. Okay, let's now try... Yeah, let's get into the part of the chainsaw. And then I'm going to show you a bit further into the game, where it's more demanding than here, of course, because there will be a bigger map. But yeah, I will show you the worst case scenario after this, so you can see how it actually runs in the worst case. Let me just get into this part with the chainsaw that usually has a lot of enemies. First a reload. But yeah, the game looks way better than I remember. I played this on PS2 back in the day. The PC version back then was a port from the PS2 version, not the GameCube. So it looked pretty awful on PC and it ran like total garbage. But now they did a proper job with this. It looks way better. So yeah, I cannot complain about that. It looks way better. Shotgun, that's what I wanted. And a grenade. And let's fire them off. Go down. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Take shotgun shells. And they're going to break in. In a few. Hey, that's rude, dude. That's rude, dude. Alright. Whoa. We dropped there for a second due to the exploding head there. Nothing to worry about, we're still here. And let's heal. Hey, thanks, bro. Whoa. Yeah, I'm just getting cornered to see the worst case scenario here. I finished this game a couple times already. Blah blah blah. But yeah, so far so good. We're pretty much using 70% of the GTX 950. So we are in good terrain here. Let's hope this guy is dead. He's not. Come on, die. Die for me, please. No, he won't. Are you dead now? Yes. Okay, let's go into my save file. Let's try this one. This is ahead in the game, in a more open area. So we can see how it runs. Blah blah blah. The merchant. Hey stranger. Then we kick the door open, and this part usually runs worse due to the open area here, as you can see. Yeah, it uses a bit more GPU. As you can see, it was around 73%. That's 5% higher than before. But yeah, so far, so good. No problems whatsoever. We can still crank up the resolution, the resolution of the anti-aliasing. Let's try 8 times. And 8 times anti-aliasing, yeah, it uses more GPU, but we're still below 80%. So it should be good enough still. As you can see, we're using 78%. Well, let's shoot this guy in the face. Whoops. There we go. I got in the face. And good down. Yeah, it's not using even 80% of the GPU, so we are fine here for now. I'll show you a 1080p just for the lols, because it's not necessary. It's totally fine at 60 FPS, 1440p highest settings, even with... Oh, let's see the explosions. Even with anti-aliasing 8 times MSAA, which is a very aggressive form of anti-aliasing. Come on, explode. Oh god. Bye bye. Yeah, they're awful at throwing stuff. As see when that explodes. What happens with frame rate? Come on, explode. What the fuck, dude? Oh, nothing happened. It just spiked to 83% for a second. Oh god. Yeah, nothing happens. I mean, it's totally stable now. Oh god. Wow. Explosion. They saved me from the explosion. I appreciate that, guys. Okay, let's switch to 1080, because why not? A lot of people play in 1080. Everything on the highest, even 8 times anti-aliasing, as usual. Oh, I forgot to apply this. Okay. So, as you can see, 1080p, 8 times anti-aliasing, highest shadows, highest textures, everything as usual. And we are using not even half the GPU. So, yeah, the GPU is just laughing at this game right now. As you can see, it's not even using half of it. So yeah, no worries whatsoever. Oh god, explosion. Bye bye. Yeah, the GPU doesn't give a shit about this game right now. It's just playing it for the lows. It's not overheating, nothing. Just totally fine. Not even half usage in a very open area, so that's good news. And well. Oop. Don't kill me, please. Okay, let's now do a more serious test. Let's try 4K, but no anti-aliasing, please. 4K will kill this game probably, but we don't lose anything by trying. Okay, so 4K, full screen, no anti-aliasing, I'll turn off motion blur, and let's keep everything like this. And we're having 60, this is what I was talking about before. It is 60 as long as you are over 60, or very close to 60. As you can see now, it's all over the place. It's capped to 30 now, but it's going in slow motion because the game was meant to run at 60 here. So I have to go into the main menu once again, and in the main menu I have to cap it at 30 like I did at the beginning. I chose fix 60, I have to change it to fix 30, so I avoid those stupid slow motion thing, because the game is like, yeah, you have to run me at 60 or I will drop to 30 and work in the slow motion, just like fighting games. Whoa, and the game crashed. Okay, let's run it once again. Yeah, that was too hardcore. It was running in slow motion, as you could see. So in those cases, when the game runs in slow motion, the only thing you can do is choose fix 30 and play at 30 frames per second. That's the only thing you can do, actually. So we go into the options menu, video settings, and here we choose fix 30. And let's put motion blur and blah blah blah, everything like it was before, except anti-aliasing, because that's too much for the GPU. And yeah, there it is. 4K, 30 frames per second. And let's jump into the game, shall we? Okay, let's hope it now runs well. It should, actually. And it seems to run fine. I'll skip all this. And yeah, now it runs way better. It doesn't look like slow motion thing. But motion blur here is disgusting. I mean, in comparison to, I mean, on 60 frames per second is more acceptable, but here is disgusting at best. Let's disable motion blur. It looks terrible at 30 frames per second, at least in my opinion. So let's turn that off. Way better. Yeah. Okay. So now we are at cap 30. I'll buy some stuff here. Let's sell my spinal, 5 of them. Yeah, I got a lot of them. I buy at a high price. And then I can go buy a rifle. Why not? And a new case. Way better. And let's see if I have enough money to tune this. No, I don't. No, I don't. Okay. Come back anytime. Yeah, 30 frames per second. Totally fine. Nothing to worry about here. If you don't care playing at 30 frames per second instead of 60 and you want to play at 4K, so far it will be fine. As you can see, the GPU usage is around 61%. Mostly 1440p runs with the same amount of GPU at 60 frames per second with 2 times MSIA, and it uses the same amount of GPU as here. So compare that. Gotcha. But yeah, at 30 frames per second you can play at 4K just fine. 4K 30. If you enjoy 30 you will be fine. If not, well, just use a different resolution. Use 1440p or 1080p or 900p or whatever you want. I didn't test 900p. Whoa! I think I just died. I know, I didn't. There we go. Oh, damn it, man. Them explosives. Let's run away from here. But yeah, that's pretty much the conclusion. I didn't do 900p or 720 for obvious reasons. It will run at 60 anyway, since the game is capped. And he died. Perfect. Let's reload. Who else? Oh, more explosives. Perfect. Yeah. There we go. Whoop! Shit. Yeah, I'm too distracted today because I'm talking and playing at the same time. I didn't get used to it yet. I'll get used to it one day, I hope. Bye bye. And this one is going to fall off the bridge in a couple seconds. Bye bye. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.